Well, hello there and good morning, kids. Today is Tuesday, April 28th. But let's do what we always do. First things first, what's up? I hope you're doing great. I hope you're doing fine over there at home. I don't know about you, but these past days, they have been extremely hot. So please don't go outside. If you have pets and they're outside, try to bring them outside. If you can't do it, well, at least make sure they have a space where shadow hits so they can stay cool. Give them a lot of water. You also need to drink a lot of water. It is extremely important to stay hydrated. So please, as you can see, there are two of my doggies there. There is Shuri, and over there is Chispa. Chispa, Chispita, hello. All right. Yeah, so if you have pets, dogs, cats, give them water. They need to stay hydrated, please. Um, Today, we're going to be working with two topics, STEAM and think tank. STEAM are going to be pages 139, page 140. Think tank, page 169, 170. Now, um, for STEAM, we're going to be working with something called um, resources. We already did it on the past pages. Renewable resource, non-renewable resource, natural resource. But right now we're going to be working with another definition, okay? That is clean resources. And for think tank, we're going to be working with how to make risk lower, okay? So let's get down to business so we can start working with this and you can understand it a bit better. Let me share my screen with you. Give me one moment. There we go. Perfect. Clean energy, clean resources for everyone. Before we start, I suggest that you click on the video and watch it so you can have a little background before we start with this reading. So please click on the video, watch it, and after that, you go to the reading, okay? Good. Now, I already told you before, I have told you before about this millionaire called Elon Musk. Elon Musk is the co-founder and CEO of Tesla Motors. If you don't know what is Tesla, Tesla is one of the biggest companies right now of cars. They are creating amazing, extremely amazing cars. I showed you video of the latest truck that Tesla was doing, remember, where they smashed the window and he was like, oh, the window is not gonna break. The window is unbreakable. Don't worry about it. And then they smash it and it breaks. Well, that is Elon Musk. I also told you that he was working on a personal spaceship. Instead of he's making like competition with NASA. So he has extremely weird but amazing ideas at the same time. So Elon Musk is the co-founder and CEO of Tesla Motors. He's a genius in many ways. And he is really extremely worried about clean energy. Clean energy pretty much means energy that is not going to contaminate. Okay? I don't know if you know, but I'm sure you have heard that many of the resources, many of the energy that we use contaminates. Nuclear energy, fossil energy like petrol, it contaminates a lot. So it's extremely important that we don't use them that much because, I mean, look at our planet. It has too much problems already for us to give it more problems. Let's wait a little bit. The tortillas are passing by. Yeah, I know it completely. I'm sorry about that. All right, I think it's already, no, just a bit more, sorry. All right, after they broke our atmosphere scientific people, let's go back to it. Uh, Tesla Motors, they work really hard with clean energy because they're extremely worried about not contaminating the planet anymore. Like I've been telling you, and I've been showing you videos and all that stuff, we humans are destroying our planet Earth too fast, extremely fast. Some of you have a campaign, Raimi, Michelle, Sophie, with the plastic bottles. Don't worry, I have plastic bottles here. I have saved all the plastic bottles that I have used for you girls, so you can keep on going with this idea that you have. And then because you have seen these videos that I showed you, you have seen how the planet Earth is slowly, well, not slowly, actually, really fast, getting destroyed. And Elon Musk, this creator of Tesla Motors, he he has the idea that we need to use clean energy for everything. That's why his cars, Tesla Motors cars, are only electric cars. He is the creator of electric cars. Why? Um, he's the first one to say we don't need petrol, we don't need gas, we don't need gasoline to make cars work. What we need is something that we can continue getting. Electricity is not necessarily created by nuclear power or anything like that. We can create it using the air, the water, and they create energy in a clean way. That's why it's clean energy. So he uses clean energy to make his inventions. What you have to do right now after watching the video is to read all the story here about Tesla Motors and Elon Musk. And once you do it, you're gonna be able to answer the questions that are on the next page. Um, just before we continue with this, Elon Musk, after he created the electric car, a few years later, he was like, you know what? The world needs these inventions. So I'm gonna give my invention for free to all the other car companies. Here you go. Here are the blueprints. The blueprints is how to make it, how to create it. Here are the blueprints. Take them, they're for free. Create electric cars so the planet can start being saved. Okay? He is extremely intelligent. He's extremely amazing. He's a good guy. If you don't know more about, if you want to know more about him, and if you don't know a lot about him, check it on the internet. Just Google Elon Musk and you will learn more about him. Okay? So you have to read the whole page, and then after that you have to answer the questions in here, true or false, according to the reading. Then number 5, why did Elon Musk remove all patents from Tesla Motors? What I just told you, the blueprints, the patents. Okay, and then number 5, this part that would be, yeah, like 5.1, design your own electric car. Label the features that make your car sustainable. Sustainable means that it can work by itself, that it can work without anything. You have to draw your car and you have to write down there, okay, my electric car is sustainable because you can connect it and charge it anywhere that you go. As your car starts working, it's gonna charge an extra battery for it so it can work later when the normal battery that you charge is over. I don't know. You have to think. You have to use your imagination. Okay. So you have to draw your own electric car and then write why it is sustainable. After that, you go to self-assessment, and then you're gonna circle here your answer. Am I using natural resources responsibly? Yes, I'm proud of it. I'm doing okay, or I can do better. That is all the work for STEAM. So for you to understand it again, clean energy, it's energy that is not going to contaminate the planet Earth. There are a lot of options for us to use clean energy, but we still don't use it. We're still not used to it. people still don't think that is necessary, like Donald Trump. Okay, so yeah, we have to be careful with that kind of stuff because it is extremely necessary for us to use clean energy. Okay, the planet needs it. Clean energy doesn't contaminate. Simple like that. Good. Let's go to the next page. That is think tank. Reducing risk. I know that the girls are going to remember many things that I have told you about risk. Take a risk. Okay, boys too. I have told you that before. We talked about it in class. Opportunities in life, they rarely happen to you twice. If you have an opportunity, if you have a chance, you have to take it. You have to make it yours. Because if you don't do it, you don't know what is going to happen. Well, like it says in physics, every action has a reaction. So everything that you do is going to have a consequence, good or bad. You don't know what it's going to be, but in the end, that consequence, you have to take responsibility of it. I have already told you that many times before. Everything that you do has a risk. You have to make sure that you're willing to take that risk. And if you do it, it's because you are sure about doing it. And no matter what consequence is going to be, good or bad, you're going to take it. Because what you did is exactly what you wanted to do. It's exactly what you needed. And if you don't take the chance, if you don't take the risk, you don't know what's going to happen. If you don't risk, you're not going to be able to learn. And in the end, everything is experience. No matter if it was good, no matter if it was bad, you're going to have experience. And experience, trust me, is always good because it makes you a better person. Okay? So, we have talked about it before. Let's get down to the business in here. It says reducing risk. Let's read the little question in here. Mistress Cook needs to hang a poster high on the wall. The only item she has available to stand on in her class is a chair. What can Mistress Cook do to make this situation less risky? Let's forget about Mrs. Cook. Remember when I have to go on the chair to turn on the projector before the remote control works, because sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, and we have to change the batteries. But when we don't have batteries, I have to go up and turn on the projector. And then you're like, oh, teacher, be careful, you can fall. What do you do for me, guys? You do what? Some of you grab the chair, some of you hold the chair, and you're like, oh, I'll hold the chair, don't worry, I have you here. That is reducing the risk. So I already gave you the answer. What could Mrs. Crook do to reduce the risk of falling? She can ask what? Write it down there. You have to write it here. She can do this, she can do that. Use your imagination. I already gave you an example, already gave you an answer. You can use it, yes. So you have to write there. What could Mrs. Cook do to reduce the risk of falling? Okay, now after that, we have to read this little information. It says, in most risky situations, there is a way to mitigate. Mitigate means to make it less. Mitigate means less, okay? The amount of risk involved. Mrs. Cook wanted to hang a poster in her classroom. She only had a chair to stand on. There is a risk that Mrs. Cook could fall off the chair and hurt herself. We already said it. She could lessen this risk by, and then you have to read it, okay? Because otherwise I'm going to give you the answer right away, and that's not the idea. So please read the text after you answer this activity. Now, down here, it says, you spill milk on the floor during lunch. What is the risk created by the spilled milk? How could you mitigate the risk? Milk, water, soda. Just imagine that you drop a liquid on the floor. what could happen? What could be the risk of that liquid being on the floor? And how can you mitigate it? How can you make less risky that situation? Think about it and then write it down here. Oh, someone wants to say hi. Come here. Hello. She is Ahsoka. Hi, Ahsoka. Say hi. She is the doggy that came with me from Mexico City. And she is my little princess, right? Yes, I love you too. I love you too. Oh, and someone else wants to say hi. Sorry. It seems that today many of my doggies want to say hi to you. Come. Come, sweetie. There we go. This is Salem. Hello, Salem. How you doing, sweetie? Yes, 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 yes. I know. Yes, I know, I know. All right. Say bye-bye, Salem. Bye-bye. All right, go down. Sorry about the interruption. So yeah, let's go back to business. How could you reduce the risk of the spilled milk, maybe spilled soda, maybe spilled water, whatever liquid is on the floor? How can you reduce it? How can you mitigate? And what is the risk of that liquid on the floor? Good. After you do that, we go to the next page, that is page 170. And then you have to read the instruction and the risk, okay? It says, Jackie was concerned about the risk when she saw her classroom. Remember the other pages that we did. She wrote down some of the risks that she saw and created a plan to lessen risk in her classroom. How do you think the risk could be mitigated in Jackie's classroom? Remember that the risks that we have here are the trash can, the glue on the chair, on the table and on the wall, on the floor, the books that are falling. So how could you mitigate this risk? How can you make it less risky? Okay, and what risk could happen? What things could happen? What consequences could happen of these things happening in the classroom? How do you reduce risk? How can you make it less probable to have a situation that could hurt you? How can you do it? Think about it. Imagine any situation and then think, oh, I think that to not have problems, we have to do this. We have to be like this. We have to think this way, okay? You have to write your own answer in here. After that, we go to this little page in here, this little part of the page, and it's asking you, look at Jackie's list of risks. How could Jackie or someone else in the classroom help to reduce this risk? Trash on the floor, glue spilled on the floor, students can see each other's test, and a broken bookshelf. How can you reduce the risk? Write it there, okay? Just write the way to reduce the trash on the floor, the way to reduce the risk of the glue spill, the way to reduce the risk of students copying each other's tests, and the way to reduce the risk of a broken bookshelf. And then the last part, it says, why is it important to think about ways to reduce risk? Is it important to reduce a risk? Is it important to not have these problems? Of course it is. Then why? Why is it important? According to you, why is it important to reduce, to mitigate this risk? Okay? After that, we have a bonus activity. You can do it if you want. It's not actually necessary for the work of today, so if you don't do it, nothing happens. Now, kids, that's pretty much all the work of today. They're playing back there, I'm sorry. Salim is going bananas, just jumping around, having fun. Okay, that's all the work for today. Please remember to drink water, stay home, wash your hands, stay safe. I'll see you tomorrow. Send your work. Remember, if you have doubts, problems with the work, you can always get into the Algebraics chat Mondays and Wednesdays from 11 to 11:30 exclusively for you 6th grade. And if not, you can always send me a message through Algebraics and I'll answer it right away. Have a nice day. Send me your work from 8 to 2 p.m. If not, I'll check it the next day, and I'll see you tomorrow, kids. Bye-bye.